Welcome. Tonight's program will dive deep into fringe knowledge of lost, hidden, and suppressed truths about the nature of our reality. The decoding process can be uncomfortable and at times frightening. However, you are not alone on this journey of understanding. Welcome to the Shadow Band Podcast.
I saw, dude.
What's up?
Before we get too far into this, make sure you got nothing running in the background of your computer, bro.
I only have Instagram up. That's it. I got nothing else running. My computer has been reset numerous times yesterday. My ceiling fan was shorting out the entire room.
Your ceiling.
I don't think anybody's on the internet, bro. Bro, I don't even want to get into it, bro.
That's crazy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got quite a few people. For those who died, K Turts, Crystal, the Moore's here early tonight. What up, the Moore?
Nice, the more.
Yeah, man, we're here. Crazy day today, bro. Crazy day today.
Dude, I'm bummed, man. Seriously bummed. I was welling up when I was praying with the kids over dinner. I got all choked up, man. It's sad.
Yeah, it's a sad day, man. You know, despite your feelings about Charlie Kirk or his politics or whatever, you know, it's a messed up situation, bro. That it shouldn't happen to anybody, bro.
Yeah, man. It's just like, what's the what's up, Craft King? Like, what's the plan? Like, what's the game plan? You know, chaos. It seems like to be that's their only aim is chaos.
Look, man. Some people will say it's too soon, but I'm that guy. You know, I'm just gonna go out and say it right now. Okay, this is definitely like a planned situation. It's definitely I'm not gonna say it's like an inside job type of thing, but it's just definitely like they did this, right? And I'm not talking about like some psychopath who's some, you know, mentally deranged person just did this. No, this was like a planned operation is what it was, in my opinion. And it's going to be used to foment more violence and more division.
Yeah.
You know, and what's
It's
interesting,
like, they trying to radicalize the right?
Listen, man, that's exactly what this is.
Who
that's
wants
probably
that?
part of it. That's part of it. Well, they want chaos, bro. Order out of chaos, right? They want the chaos. So
It's like, dude, they tried to kill the president twice.
yeah.
And then they killed Charlie Kirk in public. It's not even like a secret at night. No video, like in public.
Yeah.
On video, so his kids and his mother and siblings have to see it. Like, what are they trying to do?
His family was there,
bro. What I just don't understand. Like, how does that further the left's agenda unless the agenda is chaos and civil war?
Yeah, for sure. The Moore said Trump ear 2.0 question mark. Yes, this is Trump's ear 2.0. That's what it is, man. Honestly, that's what I think about it. Look, and like you said, it was public. It was live. Here's a couple things. First of all, I just want to point out, I don't know if it's just me or if it's everybody else here, but the video or multiple angles of the video has been just blasted, bro. Like every social media platform,
everywhere,
the entire algorithm completely swarmed with it. It's, you know, they're force feeding everybody to see it, right? There's something going on there, right? Number one. Number two,
bro, my algorithm is insane right now.
Yeah. It's all it is. That's the entire algorithm, right? So it's like they're forcing it down everybody's throat to watch this, right? Crystal was telling, like, her TikTok is not political at all. Like zero politics on her TikTok. How she did that, I don't know, but she did.
I don't watch them.
And hers is nonstop, right? So like that's part of the operation. But the other thing I want to point out too, man, from the reports, right? If you trust the reports, I don't know how much I do, but if you just go off of that, 200-yard shot from the rooftop, one shot, straight to the neck. That's a professional. That is not some dickhead kid. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a professional job.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. This is this. Like even liberal, conservative, like who wants this? Who wants to militarize and radicalize the right?
The interdimensional psychic vampires, bro.
That's insane. Bro, that lady got stabbed to death on the train.
Yeah.
Then there was another lady in Alabama, Auburn, just walking down the street, gets stabbed to death from another African American guy who should have been in jail. It just pops out the bushes and just no reason kills her.
There's a lot to it. Springy says it's the left agenda to make an example of him by speaking out about stuff they don't like. That's base reality, right? Base reality,
That's
sure.
that's level one.
But when you get deeper into those layers, man, like I'm saying, there's something else going on here for sure, right? I don't know if it's just to cause more chaos. I don't know if it's the interdimensional psychic vampires just fueling more food for themselves, right? I don't know if it's like Trump ear 2.0, like the Moore said. I don't know, but it's definitely more than just that, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, dude, honestly. I mean, like, you got
Just
people
wild,
like
like-
Tim Pool out there that they've been talking about civil war for like years now, right?
John Podesta wanted to like it was game planning civil war.
Yeah.
So it's like there is a group in the United States that is villainizing thoughts to the point where it's like people are killing other people in broad daylight over their thoughts.
Yeah.
Like it gets pushed to the point where you have to stop. Like somebody has to stop this. So, and they're not. They're already talking like, oh, dude, I saw some freaking idiots on the news being like, it could have been like somebody who was like really excited and was like shooting their gun and it accidentally hit him. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
The more divided we are, the
retards.
easier it is to control us. That's what For Those Who Die says, you know. That's what I'm saying, right? Like there's
and
something
then look, what? 10 minutes after there's a school shooting in Colorado?
See, I didn't even see that because my algorithm's so flooded, right?
Bro, there right now, there's a school shooting in Colorado. 3 wounded,
Crazy.
critical condition.
300, you said?
300
I thought you said 300. I was like,
300 would be crazy. That'd be some Las Vegas situation.
300 would be, that'd be the worst thing ever, bro. That'd be headline news right now.
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah, dude.
I'm
it's just-
still waiting
just like,
for I'm still waiting for the details on Thomas Crooks, whatever the fuck that guy's name is, the guy who shot Trump in the head,
There's no
right? Like,
details, bro.
I'm still waiting on the
There's no-
deets.
there's-
Where's the deets?
No, dude. His name is Thomas C. Rook. He's just a pawn, dude. He's just a piece. He's a chess piece. He's just a rook. Expendable.
Clever.
He's nobody.
and the way people are
Thomas C. Rook, dude.
for this Charlie Kirk thing is it's fucking disgusting.
Oh yeah, well look, that doesn't even surprise me. Like the psychopaths. That
Yeah,
are
that's
cheering
bots.
it on. Yeah,
Half of that's bots.
Everybody believes in gun control.
Yeah,
half
half
of
of it's
that's bots.
bots. The other half of it is just people who are just unstable, right? Have no, no like moral
Again.
compass.
This is radicalizing the right. All that is. It's like you don't want that smoke, bro. The right is good. The right could take the country. This is what's crazy, dude. It's like they do this crap, and then this is what makes presidents and sitting political leaders go state of emergency, no elections. Is that what they want? Like, you tried to kill the president twice, and now you killed the poster child of the right, one of them. It's like, how many other countries has this happened in, and the political leaders just go, no more elections. Sorry, y'all are too crazy. We got to figure this out, and then they're just sit in power forever.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I don't know if I was talking to you or Jeremy the other day about it, but I was saying like there's that old adage, like, you got the guys with the pitchforks and the torches storming the castle. The advisor looks at the king and he's like, "What are we going to do?" And the king says, "Don't worry, bro. All we got to do is make the guys with the pitchforks think that the guys with the torches are the enemy." And that's exactly what they're doing.
It's just crazy, man. It's like, oh, the left would be like, oh, we got to stop racism and stop blah, 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 and Black Lives Matter and everything like that. Bro, you're letting criminals, black criminals, 14-time offenders out into the public, and they're attacking white people. That's only going to make things more racial. And now, the death penalty's getting thrown out there like crazy for these things. So it's like, what black lives did you help? 0 of them. You just made more chaos and more racist stuff. Same with our Middle Eastern friends with certain descent. It's like, stop all the anti-Semitism, but then didn't they just bomb Qatar for no reason?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Bro, I just saw another video that friggin' Russia just put drones in Poland. Isn't that how World War II started?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, look, man, it's the chaos, bro. Like, they have to just create more chaos. It's like,
it's insane, bro.
I don't know, like, what they're covering up or what they're trying to hide. It's probably the Epstein shit, to be honest with you, or maybe it's who knows. I don't know, but
Oh my god.
what?
It's the shit about Donald Trump's fucking signature on that Epstein letter.
Oh yeah, the was it 20,000?
Like the birthday card
Yeah.
where he drew the woman's figure with the boobs.
What is it?
And everybody's debating whether or not it's Trump's signature. He was really friends.
What about boobs?
Yeah, I guess
It's really dumb.
Trump like signed a check over to Epstein or something and drew on this card or something, drew some boobs on the card and like.
Writes about how they're pals
Sick.
and they're into the same interesting things, and it's so nice to find people who are into the same
Yeah.
particular things as you, because not everybody is.
Look, man, at this point, it's all part of the chaos, dude. I mean, think about how deteriorating it would be for that stuff to come out and him to then say, national state of emergency, we're disbanding the government. It's whatever they call that, martial law. He's already got troops in major cities. It's like it'd be a bloodbath. Is that the human sacrifice? You know, it's like, what is that?
Listen, man, tomorrow's 9/11. So.
Oh, dude, I forgot. Oh, they said never forget, and I freaking forgot.
Tomorrow's what an asshole. Tomorrow's 9/11, dude, and you know, there's a good chance
Tucker Carlson's putting that special out, dude.
There's a good chance that some of these sleeper cells or CIA cells, I don't know, whatever, right? There's a good chance that something pops off tomorrow. Just saying.
It's just, bro, I just don't understand. I just not how people don't see that the extremes of anything are, it's just chaos. It's either like chaos and bloodshed, or it's like militaristic dictatorships and bloodshed. You know, we don't want that. Be in the middle. You'd be a little to the right or a little to the left, and everybody's kind of happy and can be like, all right, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, like you see it just a little bit differently than me. But like, we're gonna kill people in broad daylight because they think that men are men and women are women. Like, you're gonna shoot everybody?
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who are. I mean, let's be real, right? Like, there's just a lot of people who have just lost it, right, or never even had it to begin with. You know, and you could thank the internet, you could thank social media, you could thank, psyop, brainwashing tactics. You could think a lot of things for that. But there's a lot of people. That's the thing that's kind of scary, bro. There's so many people that even if you just had like 1% of people who were like psychopaths and just completely lost, that's still like 3.5 million people in the United States.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of people, dude.
But here's what's bad, right? Or like another layer of the bad, like we were talking about. There's layers to this stuff, right? You see the president get an assassination attempt twice, and it's like, whoa, dude. And then you see all of the civil unrest. You see a lady get stabbed to death on a bus. You see all this kind of crazy stuff. Other countries are in shambles right now. Nepal burned down their government. A bunch of other countries are just completely torching everything. Scotland, Ireland, it's awful everywhere. And then you watch this kid get shot in the neck, and then the rest of your algorithm is just horrible, terrible things that nobody wants. If there is an equivalent to a school shooter on the right, they're not going to a school. They're going to a rally. They're going to your protest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they're not, I don't think they're deranged like that, where they're like, oh, I'm just loose and I just want to like make innocent people suffer. They're going to look at the left like the enemy, go to a protest, and you know, I don't want that to happen. I'm not saying that that should happen, but I'm like, this is where that leads to. We got to stop doing this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably will happen. That's the sad part, you know, like like I said,
And it's like,
there's enough crazy.
how can you be an advocate? How can you be an advocate for those groups and be like, oh, we need to, you know, gay rights and trans rights and whatever, and then do this stuff and not think that nobody's gonna go and hurt the trans and the gays at their protests. You know what I mean? It's like you're turning them into an enemy.
I think there's two sides to that. I think obviously you're right, and there are some of those people out there, right, that are just so lost, right? They're just so brainwashed, and they're like crazy enough to go do something stupid in the name of their ideology, right? Of course, those people exist, but I think a lot of what we see too is psyops, bro. Like, there's a lot of this that I think, you know, they find a patsy, excuse me, they find a patsy, and they conveniently make sure that it's like some trans activist that did the thing, right? Or whatever the case might be. And that's kind of like going back to what we were talking about earlier.
Or they're dead and you just remake their social media.
Yeah.
It's like they're dead.
Yeah. Right. So it's like, you know, the Thomas Crooks thing, the guy who shot Trump in the ear. I remember reading like, oh, you know, he was a Democrat and he donated money and all this stuff. But then like all of it goes away. Nobody talks about it anymore. All the evidence got burned. They burned the body. It's done, right? And it just makes you wonder, like, okay, was that information that they were telling us about him donating to Democrats even real, or was that? Well, I got the hiccups right now.
What'd you have for dinner?
I just ate a bowl of cereal, dude. No, I had some stuffed peppers for dinner, but then I just had a bowl of cereal because I was hungry.
Some peppers too.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they do a lot of this narrative spinning just to get people riled up. So the sad part is you do have some people on the right who are crazy enough, just like some people on the left. You got people on the right too that are just as wacko. And like you said, somebody's going to go do something in retaliation for this Charlie Kirk thing, and it's gonna be messed up, bro. It's gonna be messed up.
It's sick, man. Did you see? There's what country was that in? Oh, the immigrants. Did you see that with the boatload of them pulling up to some island in Italy?
No, but I believe it.
7,000 immigrants get off of a ship onto an island that only has 6,000 people on it. What the heck is that, dude? I mean, you just overthrew a country.
People say Great
One
Replacement is
boatload.
just a
I mean,
conspiracy
not a
theory.
country, not a country, but it's a city or whatever, an island.
Right.
It's just like what is that, man?
Well, that's part of the play, right? Like people will say like Great Replacement theory is like just a conspiracy. It's definitely not, dude. This is as old as time, bro. This is how it works. When you conquer or you want to conquer another place, you go in there and you replace the population with your people, your ideologies. And sometimes it takes generations to do it. Sometimes it happens quickly because, people get whacked and the whole place gets burned down and then they just flood more people in and change the situation. You're seeing it in real time, like when you look at places like in Europe where they have like all these refugees coming in, which by the way, those people wouldn't be refugees if the
Bro.
CIA and the deep state weren't bombing the shit out of their country. There wouldn't
Yeah,
be any
but
refugees.
they're not refugees. The
Right.
7,000 people that got off that boat were all male, North
Right.
African male.
Yeah, that's why I threw up the quotes.
Yeah, it's
refugees.
like, yeah, it's they're freaking, bro. And this is the other thing too. Is like you see these videos of these immigrants and fake refugees or whatever, these illegal immigrants that coming into countries, and like, dude, the rape statistics for Europe are out of control over the last like 10, 15 years. They've 1000x or 100x in some instances. It's like, how are you going to anti-immigrant or pro-immigrant protest that? Like, whose side are you on? They're destroying your cities.
People are just brainwashed, dude. People are literally just the echo chambers. This is the problem with the social media, is that your algorithm feeds you. It feeds you two things. It feeds you stuff that's going to piss you off, or it's going to feed you, what's the word? Damn, what's the term? Like the bias. Fuck, you know what I'm talking about. Like, would they feed you your own echo chamber over and over again?
Yeah.
Right. Just to make you think that you're right and like everybody thinks the way that you think. And these
Yeah,
people
all
are
that
just completely
confirmation bias stuff.
brainwashed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, that's what my algorithm is. There was nothing there. I had to search. My algorithm is just dudes doing like cool guitar riffs and some bodybuilding stuff and like funny memes, some fist fights and stuff because those are funny. And then I searched for the Charlie Kirk video, and I searched for that. The entire algorithm just got nuked, and it's just things that would make me upset to see.
yep.
150 churches in Canada burned down. Like all this kind of stuff and then I'm looking, and I'm like, this is unbelievable. I've never searched for one video or one thing, and then I mean, no matter what video, if I get out into the search and I search on like, some other thing, or I click on something else in the search that's not that, and I scroll down and it's more of the political stuff. It's never happened before. So I'm looking at the dates of the comments because I'm like, there's no way all this is happening right now. It's not. I'm getting videos from 28 weeks ago. That's half a year, bro. 6-month-old videos are resurfacing in my feed.
Yep.
I'm like, they're stoking it, bro.
Yeah.
They're stoking it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
It's insane. Now,
It's
I did
the-
see something cool.
It's the
that I wanna
psychic
share.
vampires, dude. Like I said, man, they just want that visceral emotion, that negative emotion, because that's what they feed on, dude. Literally.
Check this out. This is slightly unrelated. Well, it's slightly related, slightly unrelated. So there's a big bomb, something huge explosion going off over here. And then this thing comes whirling through the sky. Now, I think I know what it is, but, bro. Now, I think it's an umbrella. It's kind of weird. Everyone is in here like, what the heck is that? But this guy right here is walking down the street with something that looks very similar to what was just flying overhead. So it could be, although I've never seen an umbrella fly like that before. But I was like, what the heck is that? Let me get back to the beginning real quick. I can't, how do you, No, I can't. Hold on. I want to see it. Never mind. You got the idea.
It looked
And
like
then that was like on the tail of it. Good.
I was just gonna say it looked like an umbrella or like a booze fucking carpet or something, you know.
Something. But I saw that right after I was just brushing up on the details of that freaking Hellfire missile thing that they're testifying in Congress about.
Oh, the Hellfire bouncing off the
I was like,
UAP.
yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
the headline for that, but I didn't like look into that. Is there videos of that?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Hellfire. There's no audio to it. So, yeah, Hellfire missile UFO right here.
NASA just came out too and said that they're pretty sure they found life on Mars.
Yeah, okay. Pfft, I don't believe them for a second, dude.
Yeah, me either. I'm just letting you guys know.
Yeah, find your $60 million a day or whatever it is. Find
Jeremy
that.
says you have no idea how crazy that actually is. What up, Jeremy?
How crazy what actually is?
The UAP thing, I'm assuming.
You see it?
Yeah, I
So
see
it's
it.
tracking it. Boom, there's the missile. And it just keeps moving. Pieces of it break off. This is like super zoomed in. This is a freaking awful video, but there it is. It gets hit. Bunch of pieces break off in the back, but they're still tracking with it at speed. So it's not like it fragments and diverts. Now, here's what's crazy, brother. Let me drop some crazy stuff on you. Oh, I touched my eye with like freaking, I think I had sauce from dinner on my finger. Ah! Oh, it burns. That video is from 2024, right? They're only testifying to Congress about it now. Why? How does that not land on somebody's desk right now? The second it happens.
I think part of the secrecy when it comes to UAPs is because somebody in Congress or somebody in the government, they know that these UAPs are black budget craft. They're not aliens. I think that they know on some level, somebody knows on some level, like we can't go too deep on this in the public because it'll blow the lid off of this black budget, 10th generational aircraft that we're making and testing. And that's what I think, man. Honestly, I just really, I still don't feel like I've seen anything that makes me feel like this is aliens, right? Like this has to be Boeing or Raytheon or Lockheed Martin fucking around, right? Or maybe not even them, right? Maybe they just developed these craft and sold them to the highest bidder, which just happens to be some deep state, secret society or breakaway civilization type situation.
Yeah, I think that they're mega minding between a bunch of other countries. This is over the water in Lebanon.
Something like that, man. There was a guy, what show was he on? I think he was on Sean Ryan's podcast. This is like 2 or 3 years ago. And he claimed to have been a contractor for one of these, black budget situations, and claims that he saw with his own eyes a monolith UFO, but they were using it for human trafficking.
Stop, bro. Stop. They can't be wanting human slaves and sacrifices, please. It's too much, dude.
I'm just saying, man, like we've gone over the numbers before, how many people go missing every year in the world, right? We've gone over the numbers. It's astronomical, right? And then, you have your base reality organizations, your FBIs and, that kind of thing. Like they're looking for this type of stuff, right? Now, I know I shit on like 3-letter agencies all the time, but there's good people that work in some of these agencies, right? I'm not saying like every FBI agent, every CIA contractor is like a lizard person, right? But
Yeah.
there's factions within there that are doing sketchy stuff. But there are people that are like out there actively looking for people who are like involved in human trafficking and all these types of stuff, and they're busting a lot of these rings and stuff. So, you know, it makes sense to me that they would use this high technology that they developed to continue with their operations. Now, why they're doing it is a whole other conspiracy, right? Like a whole other rabbit hole you can go down, because like you could say that they're using it to harvest for DNA to make clones and do breakaway civilization shit. Like I don't know, but they're doing it.
Bro, I mean, just to think if there's like some other entity out there and like it needs souls or something, or it wants sacrifices. I mean, I mean, that's crazy level. That's crazy level.
Is it though?
I can't imagine that like it's regular human trafficking. You know, someone's trying to just smash some underage whatever. It's like I and you're using alien tech for that. There's no way.
No,
So
they're
it's got to
doing
be
it.
like
They're doing it
breeding,
for like, yeah, for like
breeding and
real.
sacrifices and slave
Yes.
labor and
And it makes perfect sense, bro. Like humans have been involved in that type of thing since the beginning of time, right? Like they used to build fucking pyramids and chop people's heads off on the tops of these pyramids in the name of some entity, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so like why would that go away? Just because we have technology now? No. Like now we use the technology to do it instead of like parading somebody up on the top of this pyramid and ripping their heart out while they're still alive. No, no, now we just put them in this monolith UAP and like do the thing off in the shadows somewhere.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
we went over a long time ago. We went over the baby factory thing, right? Like they are doing this kind of stuff, right? Now,
Yeah.
are they using UAPs and UFOs to do this? I don't know, man. That guy could have been full of shit for all I know. But I'm still not convinced that those craft are extraterrestrial. I'm still convinced that they're terrestrial, and you know,
Yeah.
there's some scumbag
Can I
organizations doing it.
I want to coin a term here. It's here first, guys, okay? I just came up with this. Alter terrestrial. They're from an alternative terra.
When you say that, are you talking like beyond the ice wall? Are you saying like, what are you saying?
Could be inner earth, could be interdimensional, but it's extra terra. It's not extra terra, it's alter terra. It doesn't you can't get hit with a hellfire missile and not reduce speed or velocity. It's not possible. It's going to alter you in some way. You can't just be like, it's like Superman just getting hit with something, just, and it doesn't alter trajectory. I mean, it like kind of moves a bit, but the overall velocity, the direction, it's just on course. What does that?
I don't know. It's above my pay grade, dude.
You know what I mean? What does that? What's on that kind of a target? And then, but here's the thing, dude. This is what makes me mad. Is because they're going to disclose. Where did it go?
Probably splashed down into the ocean or something.
Where did it go? If you can track it and you're tracking it at speed like that, so with your drones, I didn't even know drones can shoot Hellfire missiles. Because a second drone is what shot it. So you're shooting stuff at it. You can track it. Where did it go?
Well, see, that's where you get into the USOs, right? Like I was just watching this podcast.
What's that? Submersible?
Yeah, submersible, right? These craft go into the water. They're transmedium.
Now you're
right?
talking my language, dude.
They're
Yes.
transmedium. They go into the water just as easily as they're flying around in the sky, right? Or in space. Like it's no different to these craft. But like I was just watching this podcast. I forget the admiral's name, but there was some admiral on this podcast, and he was talking about like the underwater shit happens all the time, like more often than anybody even realizes. So, you know, he told a story that there was a nuclear sub, one of our nuclear subs, doing its thing underwater, right? And on their sonar or whatever, they start tracking this object they thought was like a Russian torpedo because it was coming right at them like at speed, you know? So they're like, oh shit. So they do the protocol, they dive deeper, right? And they get down to whatever depth they're at, you know, and they're tracking this thing coming in. And I guess, you know, the submarine does a maneuver, right? An evasive maneuver of some kind. and this object comes and like tracks with it and then stops and then goes the other direction underwater.
What? What?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
So like this shit isn't just happening in the sky. And that same admiral was saying that, you know, like the go fast videos, like all these videos that the Pentagon released to the public when they're showing like these UFOs that the, you know, our military members are seeing off the, you know, aircraft carriers and shit. Like apparently he was saying like that happens so often that a lot of those sailors are just desensitized to it. Like it's not even a fucking big deal. They're just like, yep, here's another one. Send the helicopter, go check it out. And then like the thing zips away and they're like, what the fuck?
So there's, oh, I don't see it anymore. Oh, I don't see it anymore. I don't know what I was reading. I saw earlier when I was first looking at this story. I don't remember who was reporting on it. Dang it. It was Fox. That when they struck the object, it like I don't know what the terms were. Dang it, I can't find it. It or maybe the guy was saying it. What's his name? Knapp? George Knapp?
Yep.
Yeah, maybe he was saying it. Maybe I was watching the video. But in his testimony, I think it was in his testimony, he was saying that it armed missiles in like Russia or something like that. So like when they hit it, missile defense systems went up all over. And everyone was like, whoa, what's going on? We have to like go down. They said we were like a few seconds away from World War III, from just people launching nukes.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that these things like have shut down nuclear facilities, right? They're always spotted around nuclear submarines, nuclear powered aircraft carriers, nuclear sites,
And water.
right? So I don't know, man. Like to me, I'm still not convinced that they're extraterrestrial, right? I'm not even really convinced that they're like interdimensional entities or anything like that. Like these are physical I mean, look at that video. They got hit with the hellfire and pieces broke off of it. Sure, it kept going and like it's still mind blowing and all this shit, but like it's a physical
Well, the
object.
pieces kept going.
Yeah, it's a physical object, right? And who knows
to some extent.
who knows like what kind of nanotech it's made out of? Who knows what kind of like quantum, you know, processes it
Entanglement
went
crap.
through. You know, like we have this like I don't know, like I'm trying to think.
Bro, imagine that there's quantum entanglement, man. This thing exists somewhere else in the universe, but it's entangled with something here. And that's why it can move the way that it does.
It could be, man. I'm just thinking more like it's a swarm thing. Like there's a couple sci-fi movies where they've got this tech, right? Where like
Yeah.
you have the machine that even when parts of it break apart, like it's still one thing. Dude, Terminator 2, the
T-1000.
the T-1000, right? Like he gets
Yeah.
pieces of him blown off, and like those pieces are like independent but still part of the whole, and like they
Yeah.
coalesce back together, and like
Is that how
so-
Tron or Ultron was in the... I remember that right? I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely
But the-
T-1000 for sure. I think one of the Marvel movies was like that. He was like a big swarm, and then he turns into one thing, and even if he breaks apart, it's yeah. I mean, it's something. What's interesting is when you see these superpowers, and they're fixated on areas, right? You got China, big old China. It could start wanting to take land all over the place. It could start moving west across Europe, but it wants the ocean. It's claiming land out in the sea, in the oceans. Why?
Listen, man, Atlantis.
What's
sank,
out there?
Atlantis sank beneath the waves, man. Maybe there's still like high advanced civilizations down there that just
You know?
never quite went away. I don't know. The Moore asked a good question. What was the first time you questioned 9/11? Watch a video, loose change, someone talk about it. For me, it was a few things. It was loose change. It was, I think, Zeitgeist movies. I think like those two documentaries and mushrooms. Watching those on mushrooms definitely had me questioning 9/11 for sure.
Yeah, for me, it was. For me, it was listening to Dave Smith talk about when he said that we went over there and took over the opium because they were reforming over there and were about to cut off all the opium production because they were getting super radical and strict with their Islam stuff, and they were going to stop all the opium production. And then all of a sudden we show up and it 20x's or something like that. I was like, oh yeah, no, this was a ruse, dude. This was a setup.
Here's a
And then I
question.
started to look into it more. But like as soon as I knew that there was one financial thing, I was like, oh, that's it. Yeah, it's
Well, here's a question for everybody, right? So we invade Afghanistan, right? Now they'll tell us that they were looking for Osama bin Laden. Well, if you're going to invade a place to go get a guy, that means that you've got intel that the guy is there. So if you've got intel that the guy is in Afghanistan, so we invade Afghanistan, turns out he's not in Afghanistan. In fact, we spend like 20 years there looking for a guy who apparently you had intel he was there, but he wasn't there. Like, what the fuck is that?
What did Saddam Hussein have to do with it?
Nothing.
What was he's in Iraq. What did that have to do with anything?
No, they wanted the Ziggurat of Ur. That's what they wanted in Iraq. They wanted the Stargate in the Ziggurat of Ur. Now, Afghanistan is a whole different thing. It could be the opium. I don't really know. There's probably some caves in there with some other Stargates or some shit that they wanted their hands on. But the point I'm trying to make is if you're going to go, like, think about it, right? Like, I'm going to go get the guy, okay? We're going to send,
Where is
get
he?
the guy, right? Where is he? Where is he? Anywhere in the
Number one question is, where is he?
He can be in one of 200 countries on the planet. Oh, he's in Afghanistan. We go to Afghanistan, but he's not there.
Hitler killed himself in a bunker, dude. It's all fake.
Safe and effective.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the first thing that kind of tipped me off. And then yeah, everything else, literally everything else, I never even thought to look into it until then. And I was like, oh yeah, obviously there must be something here. So then every single thing I looked at, I go, wait, what? Jet fuel melted steel beams, but not the passports? All of the metal and debris was hauled off to China?
Pull this up. Pull this up. Pull up. I want to see this album cover. Michael Jackson's Blood on the Dance Floor. Pull up the album.
Jackson, Blood. Nope, I can't type. Blood on the dance floor.
Pull up the album cover.
Images.
Share it.
Oh, I've never seen this before, dude.
Pull it up, Jamie.
Let me see.
A few things out to you guys.
Hold on, let me get it. Let me get it. Hold on. How do I zoom? Shift, no, control. Yeah, there we go. Control. Share. Screen. Thank you. Sorry to me, Neil. Just got angry. Here it is.
Okay. Let's have some fun. First, he's standing on the black and white checkerboard. Masonic as fuck. Okay? If you don't know about the black and white checkerboard floor in the Freemasons, go look it up. That's a symbol. Second, the skyline in the background. Okay? I want you to notice on the left side of the screen here, you've got the little building with the dome on it, and then the building next to it that kind of looks like a, with the pyramid top, right? Right behind that, there's one Trade Center building. In the background, to me, looks like a cloud of dust.
I mean, yeah. even the buildings, they're very. I mean, even the clouds are very rectangular.
Yeah, it looks like a plume of.
It's
Hey,
almost
look,
like
the other building just collapsed. Here's the
it's almost like the
fucking.
buildings are dustifying.
They're dustifying, but there's only one tower there. And if you go look at the skyline
Yeah.
of New York when the trade centers were up, those two buildings, the one with the dome and the one with the pyramid, they're right there. They're in the trade center complex. Those are trade center complex buildings.
A lot of gold capped buildings here, like the pyramids were.
Anyways, I thought that was fun. I
Wow,
saw
dude, I've
that,
never.
and I was like,
History in the mix, man. History in the mix. History is in the mix. Wow, dude, I've never seen that before. That's freaking crazy.
they knew.
Wow.
They knew. And that shit came out way before. Way before.
Yeah. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto World, aka Richard Groves connection. Oh, hold on, let me share this. Whistleblowing AIG and their 9/11 connections. Super revealing too. Yes. Yes.
The Moore said he saw Building 7 in that picture too. I was going to say that was Building 7, but I didn't want to look stupid. It was Building 7, right? So I'm confirmed. We both saw it. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. You know, it's just one of those things, man, where it's like they're never going to be honest with you. You can't expect them to be. I have a feeling that we're not going to know anything about whoever shot Kirk for long enough for them to make a narrative around it. Long enough for them to reshape the social medias of whoever this person was. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you
Long,
mean.
you know what else I bet? I bet you it's going to be like a JFK where the guy that was the most involved in the corruption also happens to be the one to kill the assassin. What a coinky dink.
It's definitely something, bro. It's definitely something, dude. Like I was saying earlier, the shot itself, man, like that's a professional shot. That's not just like some crazy that took a gun.
I don't
from
know,
the
man. It's
wall.
like, do you aim for the neck? I don't think so.
Look, so the
Professional's gonna go
narrative,
center mass. So
the
they don't miss.
narrative right now is that he got shot in the neck. But if you really watch the video, I'm pretty sure he got shot in the chest, and I'm pretty sure it hit his vest because he's wearing one of those soft armor vests, right?
It
And
could have
I think
exited through his neck.
I think it fragmented and exited. I think it hit the chest because if you watch the video, his shirt does the whole, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it hit him in the chest, and like you said, either it exited or fragmented, and a fragment went through. That's what I think happened personally.
Well, we'll find out, hopefully. It's just wild, man. It's just wild. The fact that they don't have the person. How? How did he
Well,
get away?
Because he's a professional. That's another reason to assume that it was a professional job. Because again, if it was just some scumbag, some
It'd be
psychopath,
like it'd be a crooks thing, you know?
yeah, he's gonna get caught, right? Like, you know, the FBI and like the NSA, like they got everything, bro. Okay, we've talked about this before. They know who you are just by the your gait when you're walking, right? The spacing of your steps. They can track that with your phone in your pocket. They can hit you with the fucking camera in space and read your license plate, right? Like this is not, dude. They can literally map through walls using Wi-Fi. That's a fact. Look it up. They can literally map you right now in your room. They know where I'm sitting. They know where Crystal's sitting. They know where the cats are. They know I'm doing this just by using the Wi-Fi signals to map stuff. So the only way Homeboy gets this shot off, and they just, I don't know, right? Like, it's a professional job. This is John Wick we're talking about, okay?
I would hope so. I would hope that there's not such a level of like I don't want to say incompetence, but just like the security's just not good. Another one like, oh, well, this the roof was too sloped. We couldn't get anybody on there, but the shooter could get on there. Kind of stupid crap. I hope it's not that. I would, if it's gonna be anybody, it's like let it be one of these agencies, so that way you don't have. It just can't be though, because that's against the agenda. The agenda is civil unrest against each other, not against the government, unless it is against the government and they do want us to go up there and tear it down.
No, well, the thing is they use a professional to do the hit, and then they just get a patsy and they say that it was some, you know,
Yeah.
trans activist or whatever, right? Some Democrat did this, you know. It's like that's the thing
true.
that they're doing.
Yeah, it could be that.
That's what they're doing. They're never going to tell you, oh, it was our, you know, sleeper agent, fucking super soldier, John Wick fucking guy. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you it was fucking Frank who donated $20 to the Democrat Party one time. That's what they're going to tell you.
It's just sad, man. The world is sad right now.
Yeah, it's fucked
The
up.
world is sad. It bums me out to the max. Seeing all this other stuff that I'm seeing on the interwebs, dude. It's just the violence. It's just sad.
Who is
But-
this? GGEH8R. My favorite DARPA nightmare is the tapping into targeted genetics via frequency. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What does it even mean? I've never heard of that before. What?
Tapping into genetics via frequencies. Everything is a frequency, bro, including your
That is true.
genetics.
Yeah,
And you can manipulate. You know, we talk about like what do they call it? The RNAis, the RNA inhibitors in the food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's one way to do it. They
That's
could
chemical.
totally use frequencies to manipulate your DNA. Dude, 5G, I've read the study to everybody that watches the show before, where it literally says in there that millimeter wave technology has been shown in laboratories to cause single and double DNA strand breaks. You think that's all it can do to your DNA?
Probably not. Probably could do a little more.
I don't know who chatted that. I've never seen your name in the chat before tonight. Shout out to you. Follow us. I like the way you think. I'd put it on the screen, but this freaking platform doesn't put all the chats here and pisses me off, so I can't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was something we were reading about with the 5G and how it was like causing neural disruption or something, or gene disruption, and then the jabs were filling in some of those gaps. We were reading something about that. But that's not true though. It's a conspiracy theory. It's just, even though the studies came out, it's just a conspiracy theory.
Look, we got freaked out by the fun facts.
Oh, do I have it? Dude, please tell me I saved this.
While you look for that, we got freaked out by FunVax, right? When we came across FunVax. But, you know, there's multiple ways that they can edit your genome without having to stick you with something, dude. Right? Like the technology's all there, bro. I mean, look, dude, they got fucking Kraft that can take a Hellfire missile and keep going. They could do whatever they want, bro. They got nanotech. They got nanotech, bro. And people forget about nanotech, dude, but they carry it around. You know, your phone is water resistant because of nanotech, right? Like we're all carrying this shit around in our pockets. How about self-replicating nanotechnologies? That's a thing too, right? Like there's so much that we just don't even like think about. You know, we're always like stuck on this layer of like, oh, like they couldn't do that. Bullshit, dude. They have the power of the gods at this point, dude. They could do whatever they want, and they're doing it.
Bro, I found it.
What you pulling up?
I found it. Dude,
What is
I found this. The ultimate gaslighting, bro. What is that?
That's crazy, bro.
This footage was captured in Florida. Where's the fire? There is none.
Look,
What
man,
is that, bro? Look how much freaking stuff that is.
yeah. And you notice that
I've
it's like,
never seen water drop like that before. BT dubs, where it like coalesces
yeah,
in
you see how
midair.
it's like, as it's falling, it starts to like, I don't know,
Clump.
expand or clump
Yeah,
or
it's like stopping in midair, bro. And okay,
well,
oh, it's because of the backdraft from the helicopter. Maybe. What is this, dude?
yeah, I could see that. I mean, I could see the swirls in
GMO
the
mosquitoes.
yeah, dude. I was just gonna say it could be
What
the
is
GMO mosquitoes, right?
disgusting?
Yeah,
This is from
yeah.
2 days ago, man.
Nobody knows, man, anymore. Nobody knows anymore.
This
There's
is
no
the
way
other.
to know.
We got to get the more on for this right here. This is rocking my brain. This is the takeoff.
Oh, did you see who the GGER is?
No,
It says this is Dirty Old Shinobi, my brother's my Twitch account, followed obviously.
dude. Shinobi's got
Oh,
like
nice.
87 accounts, bro. He's spoofing the numbers, bro.
Shinobi's on a watch list, bro.
Let's go.
Shinobi's
Yeah,
on a watch.
Shinobi
Oh
is
yeah, you see this,
definitely on the
bro?
list.
This thing takes off and all these freaking gold flecks and stuff, and the everything's blowing around in the wind. What wind? Look at all this stuff blowing around. There's no wind. There's no air. What is that?
It's a sound stage, dude. Duh. We're
What
viewing
is that, dude? I
it's a
just
sound stage, bro.
we went to the freaking moon, bro. People believe that. We flew the distance of all of the planets in our solar system in his microscopic little vessel made out of aluminum and landed freaking rover and then took back off and landed back on Earth. We flew the distance of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, not Pluto, Mars, Venus, Mercury, and Earth.
Oh, you mean like the width?
Twice.
If you stacked them all on
Yes,
top of
if
each
you
other?
line them all up, they can fit in between the Earth and the moon.
Don't forget
That's
the Skype
insane,
call.
dude.
Don't forget the Skype call from the moon.
That I don't think that's too unbelievable.
Really? You don't think in
Bro,
this
have you
in
ever,
the
bro,
you-
have you ever used Verizon? I think satellite phones would work really well like that.
not through
There's
the
no interruption.
not through the Van
There's no-
Allen
there's no-
radiation belt.
Maybe not. Maybe not through Van Allen radiation belt. I
We're
don't know how
talking
radiation
about-
affects.
We're
I don't
talking
know,
about
it's
like the
particle
60s,
radiation.
bro. The 60s or the 70s, they did a Skype call, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Satellite phones, I mean, there's no interruption in signal, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. But this little microscopic little grain of rice flying across, I mean, just think about how big Saturn and Jupiter are. You traversed both of those and Neptune and Uranus twice. There and back. No, you didn't.
I don't believe it, but I also don't believe the size of those planets that they tell us. I think a lot of the information we get about space is fake and gay. So
It could be, but still, dude, whether it's real or not, whether it's big or smaller, it's just an impossible distance.
unless the moon's not that far away, I've heard some people make some pretty good arguments that the moon is only like a few thousand miles away.
Easily. Could be. However, dude, I've seen some videos of people with their telescopes zooming in to the rings of Saturn. It's the coolest thing. It's easily the coolest thing ever. Because of the way that like you can see Saturn where like part of the ring is occluded by a shadow, so it's like you see portions of the ring, and then they'll like zoom way into the ring and you could see like one meteorite, like a huge one. And I'm like, that literally is the first Destiny, the DLC, where you got to fly to the big giant meteor that's in Saturn's ring, and the friggin' Death Lord is in there or whatever. And you got to fight him.
You know, I would believe it. I'll believe it because obviously they got the zoom tech. Okay. So take one of those fancy satellites, take the James Webb, turn it around, face it at the Earth, and zoom in. Zoom in and let me see something that's happening in real time that I can confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go outside and I'll hold up one of those, like a piece of paper, you know, and I'll write something on there and then zoom in and let's verify. Until I get that, dude, I don't believe pretty much anything about space, period.
Yeah, it's tough. They don't make a good. This is the thing, bro. They put a narrative out there and they don't make a good case for it at all. Right? Oh, we flew to the moon, and we lost all of the telemetry. We recorded over the original footage. Nobody has any copies of the original footage. The distances are preposterous. No, we did it attempt one. Like, not obviously we tried to get into space, but once we did it, we made the trip and back. It's not like we blew up halfway or crash landed. And then when dude, the story of him landing, where he's like, he goes Luke Skywalker, and he's like, I'm not using the calculations. I got to do it manual, and lands manual on the moon, like he's Luke Skywalker using the Force, and then lands, and then they make it back, and they're all like completely distraught and disheveled, and like they don't look like they just did the most amazing thing ever. They're all like depressed looking at the. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And then they just keep repeating the same thing. No, it was an ice bullet, or this guy shot JFK, not the CIA. We found the passports. Saddam has weapons of mass destruction.
It's hard to believe anything these people say anymore.
Ukraine's not joining NATO.
Safe and effective.
Safe and effective. Bro, it's just, at what point do they give us a good story? Even the stuff that's coming out now about World War II, dude, is rocking my brain. I'm like, they taught us this stuff like it was the Bible, bro. You get taught that like the Nazis hated the Jews. It's like, bro, there are Zionist Nazi commemorative coins from the time minted, Schwass on one side, Star of David on the other side, because they were both working to get a state in the Middle East. Why is that not taught in school? They taught us that Hitler died, blew his own brains out in a thing, and they have his skull. That skull is a female skull, and Argentina, whatever, declassified the documents that he most likely, they have intel that he made it and lived into his 70s in Argentina. And there is a Nazi colony out there, at least one. We're not taught any of that. Why not?
Because they can't teach you that, because that's only half the truth. The other half of the truth is that he actually made it to New Schwabenland in Antarctica. So if they start to crack open that he went to Argentina, now you might think that he lived to be 70 in Argentina. I think that he left Argentina and went to Antarctica, to New Schwabenland. So like, you know, they have to like cut it off at some point. So they just cut it off. And the other thing about this too, man, I think that they give us these like half-baked narratives that they know are going to get debunked on purpose, because
so
causes,
we look like nuts for decades.
Yeah, well, that, and it causes confusion, right? Like, you know, it's a little different how they do the psyops now, because now they could just flood the algorithms with so much information that nobody knows what's true anymore, right? Back in the day, they just had to give you like a half-baked narrative that they knew would get critiqued and cooked, but it didn't matter. You know, because it's the same concept. Like they're just flooding it with mixed info and like fucking you up. So it's like they released the little bit of info that Hitler escaped and went to Argentina. Full stop. And they let everybody just kind of like, oh, about that. But again, there's another step beyond that, right? Went to Antarctica, went to New Schwabenland.
Yeah. What did he do? Where did he go? He just reformed and lived in Argentina. Bro, this is more stuff, man. I was listening to, I don't remember who it was. It might have been some guy on Tucker or something. I can't remember. But he was talking about that the no, it wasn't. It was just some guy on Instagram. He was saying that like the Nazis were working and training Indian revolutionists, Middle Eastern, like bringing them in, training them, and then sending them back with like some of the like they would the India's had like their military started to look like the Nazi regalia, like real buttoned up, freaking Hugo Boss looking stuff. And he's like, the guy that in the video was like, you can't say that this guy was like some sort of whites. The whole world needs to be white when he's trained. Like he's inviting military leaders in India and Africa, and they're training in his facilities with his people, with his military people, and then he's sending them back. Who does that? I'm like, oh yeah, dude, like, why wouldn't they talk? And then so it's like, what did they think was gonna happen? No one was ever gonna find out any of this stuff. And then again, it's back to like the algorithm switch, where it's like, wait a second, are they trying to turn me into a freaking neo-Nazi? Like, can this thing not see my face? You know what I mean? It's like, what do you think is going to happen to people that hear that? And then all the other like racial stuff that's happening. It's like, you're gonna make a Fourth Reich. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to radicalize people on every
level.
Yeah, on every level and every ideology. The more people that are radicalized in any ideology, the better it is for them, right? Because again, it's make the guys with the pitchforks think that the guys with the torches are the enemy. It's divide and conquer.
Well, I think if enough people have like the grievances and the problems and like, the looking for an answer, then they can provide the ultimate answer. I think it's going to be AI. I think it's going to be like, look, like you've said it a million times, AI overlords. We can't handle it. AI has to govern us.
It's the only way to know the truth, everybody, is if our AI gods, our new AI, ruler, super quantum intelligence is able to sift through all of the nonsense and tell us the truth.
This is biting the apple, dude. Ooh, spinoff of the X-Files Lone Gunman pilot episode, close second. Dude, I just saw someone talking about the last season of the X-Files where there was like some sort of pandemic biologic thing with like a vaccine, and then it was like taking people over or something like that, or like mind controlling them through a jab. I don't know. I don't remember. I tried to look up the synopsis for the episodes. Yeah, but I didn't find it. I think AI was lying to me.
Sounds about right. Well, listen, I gotta get off here. I have a I got to do here.
You got a milsim you got to do.
I got a milsim I got to do, and
I like how when you say I have a thing, everybody already knows.
listen, milsim is fun, bro. All right,
dude, the troops are waiting, bro. The troops
are waiting. I don't want to join the real military, bro. I'm not trying to get sent to fucking Afghanistan. Okay, I just want.
Dude, you're not going to join the real military. You're going to join the paramilitary soon. It's going to be the freaking resistance.
You know what I have been thinking about doing though lately? You're not gonna like this.
Starting a militia. Me too.
No, I'm not. That's how you get fucked by the feds.
Good start when he says you're not gonna like this.
You're not gonna like this, but I have been thinking about this lately.
Going trans?
Yeah, no. Signing up for one of these contractors and doing maritime security.
I almost did that. Yeah.
Like,
I got the security
I'll go
license
fight
and
some
everything.
Somali pirates, dude.
No.
I heard so I was going to do that. I actually went to the classes. I got the license to do it. But you're gone for a long time,
That's the part
and
that sucks.
you're gone for a long time, and you are not on an American ship almost 0% of the time. You're on a ship from Singapore, so you're eating. Look. I didn't say this, okay? Because I've never been on the ships. The people that were on the ships I was consulting with about like what, should I do this when I got out of the state police? They were like, you're on some disgusting ship from Singapore, India, wherever, some disgusting ship from some African country you've never heard of. And the food is horrendous. You have to eat their food. The living quarters are disgusting. Everything is disgusting, and that's what you're on for 3-4 weeks. And you never see any action, and then you go home and you get all sorts of bacteria, worms, just everything. It's terrible. I was like, all right, I'm not doing it. Okay, forget it.
Yeah. All right. You might have
It's
convinced
not
me
worth the
otherwise.
diarrhea.
Thank you.
You might have convinced
Thank
me
you.
otherwise, but it seems like
Yeah,
a
I was
fun
gonna do
idea.
it.
Yeah, it seems.
I was
fun.
gonna do it. I had a neighbor that did that, and then he went from that to like private security overseas, which that he said was freaking awesome. Because the U.S. military goes in and builds a city in the Middle East, and then you just work in that city. You help them build the city. So yeah, they'll go in there, level a place, and then just build a new city. And all these, CAT and all these companies, they get all these massive contracts to go and literally erect a city in the desert. McDonald's, Starbucks, all this kind of stuff. Jeff would make a great pirate.
I would make a good pirate.
Yeah, you just get out and be like,
I would make a good pirate. I would be good at getting rid of pirates. I'm just saying, like, I could do
it'd be
that.
pretty fun. It would
Now,
be fun. I also, dude, if what you could do, you could probably do it. He might be too old. I don't know. Maritime Coast Guard. It's like Marshall Islands. You make good money, but you got to live out. You make good money for living in like the Marshall Islands. And bro, the freaking currency exchange out there, you make like 60, 70,000, but you live on an island that, the currency exchange, like you're making like $300,000 or $400,000.
It's like 10-1. I'm making like $1 million a year, basically.
Yeah, dude, you're making a lot. You're making a lot. You live on a freaking island.
Something to think about, dude.
Yeah,
Something
I was gonna do not Coast Guard. What's it called? Border Patrol, but for the islands.
I
I don't
applied for
want to
Border
be the
Patrol.
actual border.
I applied for Border Patrol because they've got Border Patrol agents here at the Cape, bro, where the cruises come in. You could just be chilling in the AC at the fucking Port Canaveral where the cruise ships are coming in.
100%.
How? I mean,
They're not sending you to the freaking Mexican border, bro. You're gonna be fine. They're gonna be like, you're going up to Vermont, dude. You're on the Canadian border.
that's fine. I'm cool with that, bro. Like,
I'm
that's
cool with that too. I was like, sweet, dude. Me, I'm going straight to Mexico. Like, sure, buddy. I was like, nah, dude, I could do the islands. But I started to apply and then something else came up, and so I did that. But yeah, that would be sick. That'd be sick. Border Patrol, Island Patrol, dude. You get to wear the freaking Tommy Bahamas every day.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying,
tight.
bro.
Pretty tight, pretty tight.
Anyways,
All right.
well, we're gonna get out of
Troops
here,
are waiting, dude.
everybody. Appreciate you guys joining us. The chat was popping off tonight. It's always fun. It's good.
Love seeing you guys in here.
Yep. Still don't have the website up. Sorry, we're slackers. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Well, we've got a lot of other stuff going on, dude. We're working on guests. We got a lot of stuff we're doing.
Yeah, we got some big guests in the works right now too, by the way. So
Maybe. That might
keep
be a
an eye
scam,
out for
but
that.
We'll see.
Next week I'm going on that other show. Hopefully you can come with me. It's on Monday.
Yeah, down.
Paranoid Radio podcast. Gonna go on there, do a thing. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, shoot me the times, brother. We'll be on there. Yeah, guys, check us out over there. We'll shoot links on the Twitter so you can check us out over there. So yeah. Prayers for the Kirk family and the lady that got stabbed up on that train.
Yep.
Sad time in the United States, and school shootings are at least my prayers are out to those families. It freaking sucks, man. Don't get radicalized, guys.
Don't
Stay
be
in the middle.
radicalized. Keep your head on a
Stay in the
swivel.
middle, bro.
Stay strapped or get clapped. You know what I'm saying? We're out of here.